Hey everyone, ready for your daily brain exercise? We've selected some logic riddles for you today. Some are easy, some are super hard, but don't worry, we'll tell you the answers. Airport employees were told that an intruder was preparing to smuggle some things through customs. They called the police. A detective detained 4 suspects. They all said that the things in their suitcase belonged to them. Yeah, of course they did. The detective took a proper look at their suitcases, and he realized who the criminal was. Check out the suitcases for yourself. Who's the smuggler? The answer? He's the smuggler. Look, he's got shampoo in his suitcase, but he's totally bald. A bride came running into a police station. That's weird. She said, "After our wedding day, we went on a honeymoon road trip in a convertible. We didn't take any phones with us. Suddenly our car skidded into a huge mud patch. My husband tried to get out, but it didn't work. The mud just made the tires skid round and round. We got out of the car and I ran for help. When I came back, I found my husband unconscious in the back seat." The policeman immediately realized that the bride was lying. How? The answer? The bride said that they drove into a huge mud patch, remember? And that they got out of the car? But the bride's dress was totally clean. The son of millionaire Mr. Dawes was attacked. Remember him? He was taken to a hospital. The police called up his relatives to get some more information. The detective said, "Your son was attacked. Could you come to the hospital?" And Mr. Dawes replied, "I haven't spoken to any of my children for 7 years, but of course I'll come." The detective called a brother. "Hey, your brother was attacked. Could you come to the hospital?" John said, "We had a falling out ages ago. I can't even remember why now. Anyway, we haven't spoken to each other for 7 years, but I'll come as soon as I can." Then the detective called a sister. "Your brother's in the hospital. Could you come?" Sarah said, "We haven't spoken to each other for several years, but I will come. After all, he's my brother." The victim's family arrived one by one to the hospital. And the detective immediately detained one of them for further questioning. Who did he detain and why? Did you spot the clue? The answer? The detective detained Mr. Dawes. He wasn't told which son was in the hospital, but he signed the basket for Samuel. That means Mr. Dawes knew which son was in the hospital because it was he who organized the attack on him. Kate worked as a cashier in a shop. One day she brought her little son to work with her. He was playing and accidentally spilled ketchup on his mother's uniform. Kate went out to wash the stains. She was only gone for like 5 minutes. When she returned, she saw an empty cash register and a note from the thief. There were only 3 people in the shop at the time. Look around carefully. Who's the thief? The answer? Check it out. The thief is clearly left-handed. So it must be the guy with the cigarette in his left hand. was a perfectly normal day in a quiet little city. Out of the blue, people started reporting robberies and break-ins all over town. It was a crime wave. A detective posted some ads around the city, a reward for any information about the robberies. One smart citizen responded to the ad. He said that he had seen a suspicious man near his house. He was looking at each house carefully, as if he was choosing which one to rob next. Wow, clever guy. The detective came right over. There were 3 houses. Which house did the burglar decide to rob? The answer? It was this house. There's nothing to steal in the first house. And the owners of the second house are home. Too risky. There's a lot of snow on the roof and the driveway of the third house. Aha! The owners have been gone for several days. Perfect for a robbery. Matthew was kidnapped in the street. After a while, the kidnapper sent Matthew's wife a note with a riddle on it. He said he would give Matthew a second chance if his wife solved the riddle quickly. If she didn't, he was gonna hurt Matthew. I don't like to drink coffee, but I love a cup of tea. I don't swim in lakes or rivers, but I will swim in the sea. I don't much care for carrot, but I'm partial to a pea. Which insect would I be? A fly, B, mosquito, or C, bee? The answer? A bee, T, C, P. They all rhyme, get it? So the answer is a word that also rhymes. T, C, P, and B. The police found out that a criminal was at the airport. They tried to catch him, but it was too late. He had already boarded his flight and had gone. The problem was that they didn't know his name, they only knew his face. It would take too much time to check all the CCTV cameras. Luckily, the detective received an anonymous tip. What is 3/5 flour, 1/2 ribs, and 1/3 daikon? The detective realized that the note was telling him which city the culprit was flying to. Let's go, guys, time to shine. Which city did he fly to? The answer? Florida. Take the indicated amount of letters from each word and you get it. Florida. A vegetarian restaurant was involved in a tragic incident. Their manager was attacked. The police was sure that there was a spy from a rival restaurant among the staff. Time to get to the bottom of it. The first cook said, I was peeling and cutting onions during the attack, so my eyes were all teared up. I didn't see anything. The waitress said, I was pouring drinks for our customers. I didn't see anything either. The second cook said, I was slicing the beef loin for an appetizer. It's really delicate work. I was so focused that I didn't even notice anything. The cleaning lady said, I was washing the floor in the kitchen. I was listening to my music on my phone, so I didn't hear the attack. Who's the criminal? The answer? It was the second cook. He forgot that this is a vegetarian restaurant. He's the criminal and the spy. John is a time traveler. He has to enter a code to go somewhere on his time machine, kind of like a security device. John makes up the codes himself. He tries to create a pattern in the sequence of digits he uses. This way he can remember the code, even if he accidentally forgets one of the digits. One day, John forgot the last digit of the time machine code. What digit did he forget?
Closely, you'll see that 5 has 5 sticks, 4 has 4, 7 has 3, so the next digit will have 2 sticks. Andy was attacked. A detective arrived and interrogated 4 suspects about what they were doing today. The maid said, "I washed the dishes. Yesterday was a big celebration. Big celebration, lots of dishes." The mechanic said, "Yeah, I worked on the owner's car. Needed a lot of work. Oil change, tire rotation, the works." The cook said, "The day I prepared lunch for the week. You know, pies, cold cuts, that sort of thing. I was in the kitchen all day." The gardener said, "I worked in the garden all day. Planted some flowers, picked some weeds, trimmed the bushes. I didn't even take off my gloves once." Who's the criminal? The answer? It was the gardener. He said that he worked all day in the garden, but come on, his gloves are totally clean. David was going to a business meeting when he was kidnapped. The kidnapper said he would give him a chance to leave. He offered David a choice of 3 courses. 2 of them were poisoned, and only 1 of them was poison-free. What course should David choose? Tell me in the comments.